Hey everybody, I'm here with Liz. Hey Liz, how's it going?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourselves?
Good, thanks. So Liz is going to share her success story. So let's just go ahead and jump right in. So before you were carnivore, what was your health like?
I had a lot of issues with mental health, actually. A lot of depression, anxiety. I had a lot of eating disorders, either from like the binge eating and overeating because I love sugar. So I had a lot of problems, but I was using that to cope with a lot of my issues, like with the depression and anxiety. I would just eat and stress eat. I also had a lot of digestive issues and stomach problems. Let me see what else. I had a lot of joint issues, lots of cracking joints, painful joints, and I was a runner. I did a lot of endurance running, and I've had a lot of injuries and had a lot of hip problems from that too, and from being overweight in the past. And so
Okay.
I started keto in 2017. My son was about 9 months old, and I had severe postpartum depression, like pretty bad. And then I just was eating and eating and eating. And they kept telling me, oh, eat oatmeal and it'll boost your milk supply. And so I was eating all this oatmeal for like 6 months, and I was extremely sick from all of it.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was awful. And I was drinking a lot of coffee too, so I can't drink coffee either.
Yeah, yeah, same here. I can't do it either. It just messes my body up too much.
I love it, but it
Yeah,
makes me so sick.
yeah, I love it too, but yeah, it does not love me at all.
No, it takes me like a week to recover, 2 weeks if I drink one cup. No.
Oh, yeah, I actually I don't think I've had a cup of regular coffee in a really long time. If I do, I'll try to do decaf. But yeah,
Oh,
it definitely it's no good for me either.
it destroys it. It destroys your stomach. So that's what I have
Yeah,
problems with.
yeah, yeah. And so so you said you did keto for a little while before carnivore.
Hmm.
Keto help you out with?
Keto really helped with actually my sleeping, and helped me with my depression and anxiety because I was really struggling with that because my son had a lot of trouble the first chunk of his, like first couple months of his life. It was very, very hard. And I just spiraled. I didn't sleep for weeks. And then I started keto because I actually started gaining all my weight back, and I felt terrible.
Yeah.
And I wasn't mentally, I guess like you could say, I wasn't mentally stable. Like I had no clarity. I was just like living in a fog. But I wasn't eating like tons of carbs, but I was still eating carbs because I was eating a lot of oatmeal.
Yeah.
But it helped me with my depression, and my anxiety is lessened because of it. I feel a whole lot better mentally. Like I could function a lot more, and like I had more energy to where I could keep up with him. And it also helped with my joint problems. I used to have a lot of problems with my joints, a lot of joint pain, lots of clicking. And when I started eating keto, all of that went away, and I could sleep at night without having a hip pain. I felt like I was 95 and I was like 30. So
Wow.
it's helped a lot with and my digestion and just overall mental health. That's what I really, really, really helped me with it. And I did lose weight, which is a benefit from it because I felt bad about myself. But my overall mental health, like I don't binge eat anymore because I can't eat like 10 pounds of meat at once. I
Right.
can't overeat on meat.
And so whenever you so what made you want to transition over to carnivore?
I don't know. Seeing, I was actually getting pretty bloated from eating vegetables, and then I started getting sick again. And then I had my second child because I did keto through an entire pregnancy, and then I became more interested in carnivore and just even like cooking vegetables. It's such a pain. It was a lot of extra work for me. And my kids weren't always eating them, and I didn't want to eat. I felt like I was just choking them just to eat them. So I got more interested in carnivore, just even for the the stomach issues and all the bloating I was having from the vegetables, and I cut those out, and that really really helped. And it's more efficient for me, and it's helped my digestion too, and even my mental health is even better from it.
That's awesome. And so how did you implement the carnivore diet and what kind of foods were you eating?
Like, see, before when I was doing like the keto, I was still eating like chicken and I was eating beef. And I was eating beef more often than I ever had before because I was taught that red meat is bad. We all were taught that. So I was always eating, before I started keto, it was always the low fat. I wasn't eating a lot of meat. I wasn't vegan, but just the meat part wasn't really there. So then whenever I transitioned to keto, I started eating more beef. And then, I don't know, I think I just got tired of eating like chicken and vegetables. And because we would make a chuck roast and have steaks and burgers here and there. And then, I don't know what it was. One day I just decided to drop vegetables because I didn't feel good. I was getting sick again. And I have 2 kids and I can't be sick and in the bathroom all the time because they're busy and I can't just spend half my day being sick. So I cut out the vegetables and I noticed a difference with digestion. I cut out coffee again back in October because that was really, really doing it and causing me a lot of problems. But so when I started to do more carnivore, I started eating more steak and more ground beef. I would eat chicken thighs here and there. But yeah, I stick to mostly beef and eggs. And I like bacon a lot. So I missed out on bacon for over a decade. So I've been making up for it the last few years. I love bacon, but I eat bacon, beef, and eggs. Those are my staples every meal.
Awesome.
Yeah, I eat a lot of, I like the ground beef, and my kids love it too. My son calls it crumbled hamburger, so he eats that. He'll eat that every day, and it's funny because I switched his diet too, and I noticed a huge difference in his tantrums. He was having 2 or 3 hour meltdowns every day, and I cut out all the sugar because I was just feeding him whatever as long as he ate. Well, as long as he eats. Yeah, so I stopped listening to other people. And then I just started, he liked steak, so I started giving him steak every day, and he would eat. And sometimes it's the only thing he eats, and maybe he won't really eat for a day or two. And then he comes right back and pows on the meat, and then he just goes. He has endless energy, but it's helped him a lot, too.
That's awesome. And so did you have any issues when you first started out doing carnivore?
No, I didn't. I actually felt a lot better because I was already on keto.
Mm-hmm.
More, just kind of, I wasn't eating the sugar and the carbs, just vegetables, but I felt like my life is easier and just everything's way more efficient. I don't have all this cleanup. It saves me time because time's big for me. I'm with the two of them, and when you're standing there trying to prepare like these big meals and all these recipes,
Yeah.
and then this cleanup with those two, I don't want to spend my whole day and evening doing that.
Yeah, definitely. And so now that you've been carnivore for a little while, what are all the benefits that you got from that?
I feel a lot stronger than I did before. I do a lot of kettlebell workouts, maybe like about 4 days a week. And so I noticed that like I can lift heavier, and I got stronger faster when I upped all my protein and just cut out veggies and focused on meat and eggs. The strength component is pretty crazy. I didn't think I would be able to do it, and I just tried doing a heavier one. I was like, oh my gosh, this is easy.
All right.
Yeah. And the strength, and it's just so much better sticking to meat and animal products. Yeah, and I have even more energy. I don't sleep much at night because I have a child. She likes to wake up a lot. She's 1 year and 3 months old, so I get woken up a lot at night. And I still have energy to take care of them the next day, even without 10 cups of coffee. The energy, the strength, I can pick up both kids, no problem. I can lift more. And I just have a lot more stamina when I work out, and just stamina to get through my day. Just to be with, I'm home with 2 kids all day by myself, and I'm still breastfeeding my youngest. So that takes a lot out of me. And I feel like I'm even more satisfied after I eat, because, I'm feeding another human, but I'm not just eating all day long a bunch of just random stuff.
Yeah.
I really, I like it. And like I said, just the efficiency behind it that's probably one of my most favorite things. It's quick and it's easy. I don't have to plan out all this stuff. Oh, we have meat. Here you go. And everybody's fed.
Yeah.
And grocery shopping is easier too. So
Yeah. Yeah. Everything is easier.
yeah, I'm not buying and I'm not piling a cart and have all these vegetables and all this just other just stuff that you fill up your house with when you don't when you're
It's
eating.
like to go to waste. You
Yeah,
end up just throwing all that stuff away, or you
throw
know,
with vegetables. Like,
yeah,
oh, we didn't eat it. Oh, bye, because it got gross. But with meat, you can even wet age it because a lot of people do that. So you can do a lot with meat. That's why I really like it.
yeah. And like you said, your kids weren't even eating it, so what's the point?
Yeah, and when I was giving my youngest, we were giving her vegetables, and she would take it, but she would eat it, but she would gag and shiver, and I just didn't want to do that to
Yeah, no, it sounds awful.
I would call it the shiver gag because you see her like, oh, she'd eat it, but like she'll eat berries and she eats a lot of beef too, and those are her favorite. If you give her like turkey or chicken, we tried giving her turkey on Thanksgiving and she took it and threw it at our dog. Like, I'm not gonna eat this.
It's dog food.
I was like, thanks. Well, it's good. I'd rather give the dog meat than it's
Yeah,
better.
piece of pie or something. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome, cool. Well, thanks so much for sharing your story.
No problem. Yeah, and it just benefited my whole family. My kids are a lot better off eating the meat and cutting the sugar. It really helps with the behavioral problems, just like it does for us adults. Imagine if we're all living in a fog, like I was for decades. Can you imagine what it's doing to a 2 or 3 year old?
Right.
And
Yeah.
their emotions are huge. They don't know what to do with them, to begin with. And then they're given all this sugar and cereal. What do you think's going to happen to them all day?
Yeah, exactly.
They're struggling already, and then everybody just piles it on and makes it worse. And um, we put him in like a preschool play group recently, and I stay with him because he's never really left me. But yeah, the other kids, they're talking about what they eat for breakfast, and it's like 9 a.m. and they're like, I had Lucky Charms. And I'm like, oh, that's disgusting. And my child ate beef before he came here. He eats hamburger at 8 o'clock in the morning. So
Yeah, and then they expect the kids to be able to focus and learn after eating all of that stuff. It's like that doesn't. It's like 2 + 2 = 4. Like,
yeah, that defeats it's just what the children are what I'm passionate about too, because I saw it working as a therapist, and nobody would ever, I'm not changing their diet. If you brought it up, it was like a huge, people would get defensive, and it was like, we couldn't really go there with a lot of people.
wow. Yeah, and that's hard too, especially because that's like the one thing will help.
Yeah, especially when I started keto.
Mm-hmm.
And I had some kids with autism, and they were just coming in eating sugar and like Cheetos all the time, and I was like, well, that's not gonna. There's a gut brain connection, and your poor kid is suffering because you just want to feed them stuff out of a box.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, that's so hard. Yeah, the kids are really important for me too. Like my niece's kids, I always try to like feed them meat, and they always eat it. Like they always, yeah, especially if they're hungry. Like I'll always share my meat with them, or try to like last time I taught my great nephew how to like scramble eggs, and I let him put a handful of cheese in there. Like I just let much cheese as he wanted in there.
I bet he had fun doing that, though. They like to cook and prepare their own food.
It's so much fun, and it helps the kids, build a connection with their food, and it actually makes them proud that they actually put in the work to produce something.
Yeah, they like the process of it.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Yeah. Well, thanks again for sharing your
No problem.